Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Scribo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. We have a beautiful day here. The day started with fog, which I love, and then once the fog burned off, we had sunshine, and now we have beautiful, clear blue skies. So I watched the first Democratic debate. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was doing a talk last night, and then so I missed the very beginning, and then I missed the end because I just got too tired and went to bed. But what I did see kind of impressed me. It was very interesting. I think that I think it was good because I think there were people that not everybody knows who they are, and they had an opportunity to sort of shine. From what I saw, I thought Julian Castro did great. I thought Cory Booker did great. I thought Elizabeth Warren did great. And I thought Tulsi did great, Tulsi Gabbard. De Blasio was good. I mean, they were all good. Like, they all had really, really good points. The person that I think struggled the most or seemed most out of their depth was Beto O'Rourke. He just seemed, I don't know, his energy just seemed like he was getting his feelings hurt. Amy Klobuchar was a little wooden. I mean, I can't even imagine doing this, so who am I to say? The guy at the end, which of course is not a good sign, right, because you don't know who the guy at the end is. I think he was from Ohio. He was a little abrasive. These are just thoughts. You know, you like who you like, right? But they brought up a lot of really good things that need to be talked about. The thing that didn't really get enough talking about was, of course, climate change. No one mentioned really the Green New Deal, I don't think, and not enough about our interventionist policies, I think. But we'll see what happens today, tonight, when the next 10 go. So it should be very interesting. So what I'd like to do the reading on, though, just has nothing to do with what I want to do the reading on. Of course, we know that Mueller is going to be testifying. I did a reading on that yesterday. I wanted to see the consequence of that. The consequences of that was really that, something, big changes, getting blown out of the water. And I know that this wasn't really what he wanted to do, but he is finding himself doing it. And I'm really curious as to how he's dealing with it. Like, how is Mueller, or Mueller, I should say, because when I say Mueller, I get corrected. Mueller. That's the way he says his name. I should say it that way. Even though I have a father-in-law who's from Germany, and he would say Mueller. All right. So, how is Mueller feeling about this whole thing? And I mean, the question could be, why is he doing it? Of course, he's doing it because he got subpoenaed. But he is doing it in front of the American people. And we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how he feels about that. He did say he wasn't going to go beyond the four corners of the report, but there's enough in that report to hang Trump. So let's see what happens, right? All right. How's Mueller feeling about this whole thing? I know from what I've gleaned from his numbers, he's a 7. Sevens don't like to be in the spotlight. They kind of like to hide in the background. They have a very investigative mind, but they're not one to just like put themselves out there. It's I personally, in my chart, I have a 7 soul, so inside, I'm actually very retiring. But on the outside, the outer personality for me is a 3, and so that makes me much more likely to be up in front of people, like talking. But if I had a 7 outer personality, would be very difficult. It would be very difficult. All right, let's see. Cutting the cards. How is Mueller feeling about testifying publicly? Okay. So we have the Two of Cups. So this is actually a good card. I wouldn't have expected this. He feels like it's a to a certain extent a balancing of the scales. He feels like it's his responsibility. Let's see what's crossing him. I think his wife convinced him that this is a good idea. I think she had a say in this. I think a lot of it had to do with her convincing him that, not that he wouldn't do it, but the whole public part of it, I think. Let's see what's crossing him. This is chaos, confusion, melee. I don't feel like this is him. This is actually him. I feel like this is what's outside and around him. So I do not look into the Twitter sphere. I do not read what the Republicans and the right-wing press and all that stuff are saying. So I don't pay attention to that. But I can imagine they're just, and I think Trump, of course, is probably twittering himself into a apoplexy. Let's see what's okay. So at the root is he feels very burdened. I think he's tired of carrying this around. He's tired of carrying this responsibility around. And this could actually, to a certain extent, be an unloading of that. It's like, I've done my job. That wasn't enough. All right, I'll say it. Here you go. Here are the solves. Do what you will with them. I'm out of here. That's what it feels like. Let's see the past. Yeah, this is has created a lot of anxiety and angst, and maybe one of the reasons why his wife, according to these cards anyway, has pushed him to do this. He's losing sleep over it. It's not good. He's in his 70s. It's not good for his health. Not good for his health. It's a lot of stress. And what's in the sky is justice. So I think he feels as though in order for justice to be served, he needs to do this. Okay. The immediate future. And there we have the Trump card. Let's continue. How it's seen from the outside. This is interesting because this card means many things. This could be somebody who is very responsible, but is not all that comfortable with emotional demonstration. So I think that from the outside, it looks like we're dealing with a man who's not particularly comfortable with that, at least not publicly. Let's see his domestic situation. Okay, there's victory in his domestic situation, which again makes me believe that his wife was a big part of convincing him that this was the right thing to do. Hopes and fears. Yeah, he wants to retire. Let the poor man retire. He has done his service. I mean, please, he's done it over and over and over again. He wants it. He wants to start a new path. Let's see the outcome. Okay. And this is moving to calmer waters. And so I feel as though he will do what he does, and then he will sort of go off into, whether he retires to an island or he goes over the ocean or, he has a fishing boat on the Chesapeake Bay. I feel like he's saying, I'm getting away from all of this. I've done my duty. I've carried the sword long enough. I'm going to go to where things are calmer. And so I think he does. I think he has an opportunity, sort of. I think that maybe he thought, and a lot of people thought, that the Mueller investigation or the Mueller investigation would be his last great thing for his country. They asked him to do it, he did it. But the report itself wasn't enough, not in this climate. And so he's had to come out and actually say it. Let's see if we can pull a major arcana. We have the Ace of Wands, so this is new beginnings for him, creative period. I wouldn't be surprised if he sits on his fishing boat and does painting and all that stuff. A lot of times, that's what Bush did, right? Well, I didn't know about a fishing boat, but I know he painted. Reviewing his work, a sense of maybe not being able to finish it the way he would have liked to. I think they stopped him, or they limited him so much. And then we had the endings. So yeah, so this is it. This is his thing. And once this is done, we're not going to really hear from Mueller again. I don't even think he's going to write a book. Although he'll probably be hounded for that too. Poor guy. Yeah, I think once we hear his voice in this, we're not going to hear his voice after that. And that's just the way he likes it. And you can't blame the man for wanting it. He's been carrying this burden long enough. All right. So that's Mueller. All right. What else can we ask? That was only 12 minutes. So let's see. Is there something else that we can ask? I'm going to leave it at that. There are some things I want to look at, but I want to try to keep the readings precise to one thing. Okay? All right. Like and subscribe. I'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.